That'd be fun, you could put that in. What a lovely story. I just said that, Dan, and the cow's herself. Look, you can't referee a game and not make a mistake. And I was terrible. I was awful. It would be very fair playing rugby against a chicken, I don't think, wouldn't it? Hello there, and welcome back to another edition of Whistle Watch. Now, I know what you're all thinking. You would love to have a ride on my tractor, wouldn't you? Eh? Now then, this is the first thing I bought before all the cows came here. Good old tractor. And the name is Bertha. Don't ask me why, but that's the name. And anyway, the Barrett brothers seem to like the colour blue as well, which is a bit of a surprise. All right, lads, all right. No need to show off. I'm a little bit suspicious of that shiny tractor. I don't think it's getting enough work with you over there. Sean O'Brien, now then, look at him. In his Massey Ferguson, the young farmer's rider, doing his dance move. Not quite sure I'd be doing that beside my New Holland, that's for sure. And this is a shout out to the Farmers Army. Get your tractors out, boys and girls. I want to check out the competition. Right, here's my favourite part of the week, question time. The first one is from David26, WNZ. What's your favourite farm animal and which player do they most resemble? Well, I think you probably guessed by now it's cows. I do like pigs. I'm going to get a couple of pigs, but I think cows are my favourite because they're very inquisitive. And they resemble a player. And I got a couple of bulls here. It always reminds me of Sean O'Brien when he was on the charge with the ball under his arm. And he's a farmer as well. Bombastic Buddha. That's a good name. Can you play rugby with a chicken? Well, the name is better than the question. Do you actually mean using the chicken as a ball or against the chickens? I hope you mean against the chickens. No, you can't play chickens with a ball because they peck you. It wouldn't be very fair playing rugby against a chicken, I don't think, wouldn't it? Dave Miss 40. I know you've probably never made a reffing mistake. Right there, Dave. But what is the biggest mistake you've made as a ref in the game and that you realised that after the match? Look, you can't referee a game and not make a mistake. It's humanly impossible to do so. The biggest mistake I done was I refereed Leinster Wasps in a quarter-final of the European Cup back in 2007. And then on the Wednesday after that game, I was refereeing my old school against Gowerton School in a cup game, under-18 school cup game. And I thought this schoolboy game was below me. I just went in there, didn't really care, didn't really concentrate and do the job that I should be doing, which was refereeing the game. And I was terrible. I was awful. So I learned then to treat every single game the same and give every game the same respect that it deserves. Because for the players on the pitch, that is their big game. And a special shout out for David Owens, who shared his funniest moment as a referee. Running along, chasing a breakdown, had my heels clipped while refereeing Manchester Uni ladies versus Dundee Uni ladies, never got my hands out in time and face planted in the pitch. Sat up to see players, coaches, spectators and parents, etc. convulsed with laughter. That's a good one. If any of you have had your funniest moment as a referee on the pitch, or actually, if you've seen any funny moments of referees on the pitch, get in touch. Let us know. Now time for the Whistle Watch, and it seems the rugby guy has exclusive access to the Premiership refs training session. Have a look at this. Last week we were talking about Valentine's cards. This weekend we're talking about red cards. 5 of them in the Gallagher Premiership. It's not on, lads. Now, down under in Super Rugby on the weekend, there was also a red card for a spear tackle. You just can't lift players above the horizontal and then bring them down unsafely on the head to the ground. It's a clear red card. And the message to all the players out there, we want the big hits in the game. It is a contact sport, but we want those hits and tackles to be legal. So we really need to get the players to change their behaviour. So tell me, what do you think about this new trial? Do you think a player that's been sent off for a red card should be replaced after 20 minutes? What are the pros and the cons? Does it mean that maybe there's not enough of a deterrent for a team thinking, well, if we get a player sent off, it's not that bad because we'll get somebody on in 20 minutes? What do you think? Let me know. Now I think it's time we address the elephant in the room. Or actually, the cow in the shed. Exeter Northampton's game last week, the finishing at the end, huge controversy around it. Was it right? Was it wrong? Well, let me tell you what the law says. If a player starts his approach to take the kick then the defending team behind the posts are entitled to start their charge-up. A movement of the shoulders does not mean you're starting your run-up. You have to physically take a step forward and then continue forward to take your kick. That is what an approach to the conversion means. So, if Simmons, the Exeter player, actually stepped forward and started his approach, then the referee is completely right. But if he didn't, then the defending team should not be allowed to charge until he does so. Rugby is a game that showcases great talent across the globe, and one of those who's been one of the greatest. A true... Excuse me, just said that down and the cow's herself. That'd be funny, you could put that in. Rugby is a game that showcases great talent across the globe, and one of the greatest that has ever been, without a shadow of a doubt. Not just on the field, but a great man off the field as well, is the legendary Dan Carter, who this week announced his retirement from the game after 32 years.
Goes for the drop goal. Dan Carter, what a kick!
The very best for the next chapter in your life, whatever it may be. Hey, maybe you can become a referee. You certainly thought you were one when you were playing. The last week, you asked me what was the moment that made me fall in love with the game of rugby. And I asked you to get in touch with yours. And you have. And I picked out some of my favourite ones here. Scott Crisps. Oh, actually, Scott Cripps, not Crisps. I fell in love with the game by having my daughter play for their high school. We live in Calgary, Canada, and rugby isn't widely played or followed. So having my girls play led me to explore rugby further and really learn and appreciate the game. What a lovely story, and hope the girls are enjoying the rugby as well. And here's one from ITZ Coops, FTW. My first rugby memory, and when I could say I fell in love with rugby, was in the 1995 World Cup. I was 1 year old and heard Lomu, oh, oh, as he ran over the Englishman.
Big man Lomu, he's still on his feet, Lomu can score, that's a great try for New Zealand.
But don't forget, the Six Nations is back with a bang this weekend, and the fixtures include Italy against Ireland, Wales against England, and France against Scotland. And before you ask, no, I've never refereed England-Wales because I'm Welsh. And if Wales lost and I was refereeing them, I wouldn't be allowed back in the country. Simple as that. Between you, me, and the cows, I think Wales are going to win. I think they are. It's going to be close, but I think they're going to win. And that's it from me this week. If you like Whistle Watch, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell for more notifications. See you next week.